My tire exploded on a 10-lane highway in Indianapolis. Most people think that the safest move would be to pull over as soon as possible. But on a 10-lane highway during rush hour, that could have killed us. I've been hauling for 8 years and I've went through 6 tires, but nothing prepared me for when I lost a tire in rush hour traffic. In this video, I'm going to share exactly what I did, the story, and then I'm also going to let you know what we shouldn't have done, as well as other scenarios, like what would you do if it was a mountain, it was raining. We're going to look at 5 different scenarios and what you can do to help keep you safe. With the bonus scenario being one I would never ever want to do, even if I had everything I needed. I'm also going to go over the mistakes that most newbie RVers do, as well as some tips the pros do to help keep you safe. My name is Shane with MapBound, and let's dive in. I actually just got back from getting a clean inspection in my trailer. We were on the highway in Indianapolis during rush hour. Bam, my tire blows on my passenger side. Now, my trailer only has 2 tires. When one tire blows, it really does lose a lot of control. With my food trailer, we did blow a tire with that too as well, but I had 4 tires. I actually didn't even know the tire blew until somebody was waving us down that was driving by. Either way, it was terrifying. Our roadside assistance wasn't going to come for an hour and a half. And I have 2 roadside assistants, and the first roadside assistants, it took a while to get a hold of them, and they ended up being way too long for us to be on the interstate. So on 465 in Indianapolis, you have to be on the left lane in order to take 65 north to Chicago. So I was in the far left lane. I lost control of the trailer, and I immediately moved to the shoulder. When I did a lot of the research, one of the things they said not to do is to move over to the shoulder. But with me only having that one tire and losing control of the trailer, I didn't think I had any other option. Then when we finally got pulled over, the vehicle was shaking because nobody's pulling over, because they see a distressed vehicle in Indianapolis during rush hour. They're using all lanes. So anywho, I went ahead. My roadside assistance is going to be an hour and a half. I'm like, okay, I guess we're stuck here because there's no way I'm going to be able to cross all this traffic with only one tire on my trailer. But anyways, this nice man pulled over, asked us if we needed any help. He did it for a living. He just probably circles 465 until he finds someone who needs help. I asked him how much, and he gave me a great deal, I thought. For $70, we could get off the highway because we definitely felt very unsafe. So I happily paid for it, and it was probably 10 minutes. We were back on the road. And let's be honest, everybody's going to lose a tire at one point. And in the inspection that I just had, I got a clean bill of health that said they did say I had to clean my roof, which I was aware of, as well as they said my tires are in great condition, except they are 5 years old, and that's about the time you should replace them regardless. So tire age does matter. Obviously, I blew the tire on the way home from that inspection. If you've had anything ever happen to you while you were driving on the road with your RV, please leave a comment below. We would love to hear your story. Fast-moving traffic, constant noise, and having very little room to work with makes this one even more dangerous than a lot of the others. Stopping in the wrong place can leave you exposed to traffic that's just a few feet away. But then also, pushing too far on the flat can shred tires and ruin your rim. What newbie RVers do is they panic and they slam on the brakes during traffic. They also try to change the tires inches from the passing traffic. They also forget they can call roadside assistance to get help rather than risk it. What the pros do, keep the wheels steady, turn your hazards on, and ease to the nearest safe wide shoulder or exit. They stay inside the vehicle when traffic is closed until help arrives. Use bright triangles or flares behind your RV if you do have to exit. Narrow roads, sharp curves, and steep drop-offs give you almost no margin for error. Plus, sloped shoulders can make jacking dangerous. Parking in the wrong spot can leave you in a blind curve, or it can cause your RV to shift while it's jacked up. What newbies forget to chalk both sides of the opposite wheels when it's on a steep grade. They also underestimate how hard it is to lift a trailer on gravel or uneven rock. And I have changed the tire on gravel road before when I was younger on a car, and it was not fun. I got bloody knuckles. What the pros do, they will coast slowly to pull off, find a scenic turnout, or a wide gravel path. And if you can, always try to position the trailer so that it leans away from the traffic. They'll always try to double up on their wheel chalk before lifting the trailer. Low visibility and slick roads means that drivers may not see you until they're close, and you have less traction for safe stopping. Other vehicles can hydroplane towards you, and tools and hands can slip more easily while working. What newbies do is they forget to turn on their flashers early so other drivers can see them. They also work with no reflective protective gear and poor visibility. What the pros do, they will try to pull over in a spot with maximum visibility, even if it means going slower for a while. They also wear reflective clothing like a vest or jacket, and they always make sure they keep their hazard lights on as soon as possible until they are safe. They also always make sure that they have a tarp or a pad handy so they can work without kneeling in a puddle of water. Extreme cold plus slippery conditions make changing a tire far more harder and definitely more dangerous. Your jack can slip, you can lose your footing, and frozen lug nuts can also slow you down. What newbies don't have specific roadside gear like a shovel, kitty litter, or insulated gloves. They also forget that cold weather makes tires more brittle as well as tools. The pros will try to find a flat, clear spot, and they will also avoid icy inclines. Also, they will make sure they clear the snow or ice before they put the jack down. And they always have thermal blankets, hand warmers. Self-sufficiency here is critical. I once drove to Joshua Tree to Las Vegas, and there was only one gas station the whole way, and they charged like $11 a gallon because they knew they were the only option. And I barely had any gas. I shouldn't have ever done that, but I had to get gas at that gas station. Otherwise, I wasn't going to make it to Las Vegas. I know this isn't a tire change issue, but it is something I thought about. Now I'm always going to want to have a full gas can in the back of my truck. In this case, without the right tools or knowledge, you could be stranded for hours or even overnight. Terrain may make jacking and changing the tire more difficult. What newbies do is they don't have a full-size spare or even a second spare, especially for extended trips. They also don't pack extra food, water, and warm clothing for emergencies, nor do they bring a backup air source like a portable compressor. The pros bring a full roadside repair kit, including extra chocks and solid boards to help stability on soft ground. They also carry a satellite communicator or an emergency beacon, especially if they're camping far off grid. They also do a full tire inspection before every trip. My name is Shane with MapBound. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.